Well, hello and welcome to this week's episode of On Deck with Avoya, your weekly travel update. I'm your host, Chris Green, Director of Network Expansion for Avoya Travel. We appreciate your time and we hope you're eager to set a foundation for your future success in the travel industry, because today we're celebrating success. Because today we celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the Travel Agent Education powered by Avoya Platform. 1 year of new agents entering the industry with more skill, with more abilities, with better knowledge of destinations and the vendors they're selling, the sales techniques that you just need to be able to close sales, all of the basic skills that are needed to be a successful agency owner, a successful travel agent. And I love when I can add this part too, because the numbers back up everything I just said 100%. You are investing in you, your future. And that certainly seems like something we're celebrating today. So we're going to welcome back our good friend Gina Hoyt, Director of Avoya Education Platform, for this Avoya Insider segment here in just a moment. After our exclusive chat with Gina, we're going to preview next week's exciting show, provide you all the information on current promotions, some that clock is ticking, resources that are available exclusively to those in the Avoya network, and all of our cool social media contacts, and wrap it up with the contact details so that you can take advantage of all of the best-in-class resources our network has access to. Those resources are the reason that Avoya Travel is the #1 host agency as voted by the industry year after year. Okay, let's kick it off. This week's episode of On Deck with Avoya, your weekly travel update. Education is the foundation for success. Always has been, I believe always will be. So any discussion of education has to include my guest today. And we're excited to welcome Gina Hoyt, Director of Avoya Education Platform, back for an Avoya Insider segment as we celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the highly successful travel agent education powered by Avoya Platform. Gina, great to see you. Thanks for your time and good to have you as our featured guest again for On Deck with Avoya.
Chris, thank you so much. Thanks for having me back.
Of course. I think you're like our most seasoned guest.
Uh-oh, I don't know if that's good or bad.
We're going to get you a plaque either way. So
okay, perfect.
First off, you deserve some kind of award. And I know the program definitely received the Great Magellan Award, but congratulations on an amazing first year with the Travel Agent Education powered by Avoya Platform. Congratulations on that Magellan Award. That's amazing. And we can't wait to hear about all the success stories you're going to tell us here in a moment. But as we normally do, Gina, when we've got you on the show, how about a little bit of your backstory and how you came to have your current position with Avoya Travel?
Sure. Well, I'll try to keep it brief, but I struggle with that. You and I both know that because I like to talk. But, I started in this industry almost 25 years ago and started with a brick and mortar. And through the years, eventually ended up with my last host agency that I had was Avoya. And then I became an employee. I've been with Avoya now in January it will be 10 years. So almost 10 years. When I came to this industry, I know, right? Yeah, I love it. When I started in this industry, I literally I knew nothing. I didn't even know how travel agents got paid. I remember when I came home and I told my husband, I'm going to open my own travel agency. And he goes, you don't even know how they get paid. I said, I'll figure it out. And so, so my journey started, and over the course of time, I made a lot of mistakes, and mistakes that I think that because I didn't have a foundation, I didn't have that knowledge there, it just simply wasn't available. The internet is not what it is today. And online education wasn't an option. And so, I made quite a few mistakes. And what I love about our program is we give those that are interested in our industry, new to industry, the opportunity to learn about the industry and not make the same mistakes that I made. You know what I mean? And because some of them were costly and cost me more money than I want to. But anyway, so I mean, that's kind of how I got from there to here. And I love what we do.
So now on to the 1-year celebration. First off, how about your thoughts on year one of the amazing and vital new addition to the travel industry? Because 1 year, that's quite an accomplishment.
It is. And watching it grow and watching, the people who have come through the program and watching them grow in our industry and has been such a bright spot over the last year. And one of the things that we track is, our new to industry with no education and new to industry going through our education. And what we've noticed is time and time again, those with education, Chris, are closing sales at over 50% higher than those that don't have any education. So that tells me right there, it's like, look, having that foundation helps build your confidence in moving forward into this industry, and really helps a lot.
So before we jump totally into the deep end of the pool with some stats, let's talk a little bit about the why. Maybe set the stage a little bit, Gina. Why should an aspiring travel professional invest in themselves and make the choice to look at the travel agent education powered by Avoya platform?
So think of it. Well, we recently built a house and our own home, and then we're also building my son's home next door. So let's think about in terms of building a house. When you're building a house, you need to have a strong foundation to weather anything, right? And so that foundation is the education. And when it comes to our industry, you need to at least understand the ins and outs of what it means and what it takes to be a travel agent. Or if, let's say we take a different industry, a doctor. You don't want to have to need brain surgery and go to a general physician, right? You want to go to a specialist. And that's really, our education provides a foundation to move forward in becoming specialized and so on and so forth. You get it.
Yep, absolutely. Gina, what would you say some of the top features are of the travel agent education powered by Avoya platform? Because our program really is set apart from others, I believe, in the industry quite nicely.
Ease of use, I think, is probably number one. Once you've registered, you're automatically enrolled. You have immediate access to the online education. Not only that, but we also provided an audio format. And Chris, I don't know about you, but there are so many different people who maybe reading is how they learn best. Maybe listening is how they learn best. And we are able, or maybe reading and listening at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a mixture. But we offer our program in both audio and written format online. And what we have heard time and time again from those who have actually engaged in our program is that is the best option, that having that audio to reinforce what they're reading has really been a game changer. Or maybe they're in the car, maybe they don't have time to sit and read, but they want to go back and reference the written material later, but they can listen to it while they're driving, while they're in between tasks. And so it's really been, I think, a game changer when we were able to institute the audio into our program.
And it reminds me something that Laura Burke, who heads up our early success program, once people are actually affiliated with the network, she always talks about sometimes there's tasks and people just kind of run through and they tick the boxes. What I love about the fact that there's these options for both the written and the audio is it doesn't just let you tick the box like, okay, I listened to it and I'm going to move on. If you don't actually follow through and do the worksheets, and you don't make sure that you have absorbed the material, you don't get to pass the quiz, and you don't get to collect the $200 when you pass go, so to speak, right?
And you don't get to pass go. That's the problem. I mean, that you have to, like you mentioned, you have to do those things to pass go to go to the next section. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're talking about people that are really engaged in the concept, that they already own their own business, and that education is just like the first part of building, as Gina said, that house that's going to be really able to stand the test of time. So, we love our numbers here at On Deck with Avoya, Gina. So let's share some of the amazing statistics from year one of the travel agent education powered by Avoya platform. But first, how about the statistic that we just rolled over today? Pretty amazing.
Absolutely. Being a year in, Chris, I would have never thought, when we started building and then when we launched, and then 1 year later, right, that we are where we are. I mean, we can officially say we have now touched the lives and helped those of over 1,000 new to industry travel agents. And that is so exciting.
I mean, absolutely. uh, exciting beyond belief. 1,000 people. Congratulations to you, and more importantly, congratulations to them, because this isn't our success. I mean, it is, right? We get to be part of something that's successful, but really, it's the launching pad for their success, and I think that's the part that's really amazing. So, on top of the 1,000 people, you were telling me, let's talk a little bit again and just reinforce the fact that people that are going through the program versus people who, were new to the industry and didn't have education. Let's just talk about the differences they're seeing as far as in performance in their agency on average.
Sure. So we are continually watching, right, their close rate percentage and sales, and just kind of seeing where they're at, and do they need help, or what more. Anyway, so what we can share is in their first 90 days, those with education versus peers without education, they're closing at 50% higher, which is a new statistic. That number is actually keeps going up, which is really fun to watch. That just tells me, right, that they're landing with their feet on the ground. They're kind of at a jogging start, but they're starting to run, right? And they're really doing well. So their closing rate, again, their closing percentage is 50% higher than those without education, and their sales are 50% higher as well. So again, just some pretty amazing statistics to watch, and watching people grow. And I think, Chris, you talked about it earlier, just a few minutes ago. Avoya has a shared success model, right? You succeed, right. We succeed. And I think it's for at least for me, I've carried that over, like with the education, and that's how I feel. It's like, if they're succeeding, then we've done something right, and we succeed as well. So it's really fun. And congratulations to all those who've gone through the program and are succeeding in this industry. We love to watch that.
And of course we do, because it helps butter our bread too. I mean, let's not lie about the whole thing, right? I mean, one of our main resources is live leads. It is only in everybody who is involved in Avoya Travel's best interest to see new people come into the industry who have the skill set to be able to close live leads and close right. at a higher percentage for their business that they're bringing in, because all of that, just again, there's that whole concept of high tide lifts all boats. So yeah, absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in my perception, the value of this program is through the roof, because again, we're going back to the key factors. You're closing more, you're selling at higher price points, you're making fewer customer service errors. They're costly, as Gina said in the beginning. So that leads directly to profitability and achieving that at a much faster and more successful rate, correct?
Absolutely, 100%. And that's the other thing that, we kind of have kind of watched in those going through our program on average are getting through the program in 3 to 4 weeks, right? And obviously we give people 90 days to get through the program, but they're through the program and really getting a foundation in that on average 3 to 4 week time period. And then after that, they're able to hit the ground, right? And start looking at, getting their agency set up and what is that? Moving forward, I guess, in selling travel.
Absolutely. Yeah. Taking that last step from going from the education process to actually being a member of the Avoya network, and some of the amazing values. And we'll touch base here later on about, the sale that's going to end tonight and all of that. But some of those where you're able to bundle the idea between the education and affiliation with the Avoya network actually speeds that process up to get you directly to profitability even faster. So I think there's some great synergy that's happening and really continues to happen as we move through into year number 2. So yay for all of us, I think.
Absolutely. And then, as you mentioned, Chris, and I'm sure you guys will talk about it later, but we now offer that basic package, which is education and test only. We offer the essential package, which is the education, the test, the final exam, as well as the CLIA individual membership and the ASTA future travel professional membership. And then the pro package, as you mentioned, Chris, includes all of that, as well as the Avoya network affiliation. And the value in that is if you look at everything that's included, it's pretty amazing.
To be honest with you, and I know it's important that we have the other options, But when you're talking about the first two, I really do turn you into the teacher on the Peanuts cartoon. Whoa, 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 whoa. Because if you're not thinking pro, if you're not thinking as a pro already, and you're not thinking pro level, I'm just saying step your game up maybe a little bit would be my recommendation. Hey, my good friend Gina Hoyt, director of Avoya Education Platforms, our featured Avoya Insider guest today. We're celebrating the incredible one-year anniversary of the launch of the travel agent education powered by Avoya Platform. Gina, overall stats are great, but I bet you've heard some really amazing individual success stories too, from those that have taken the program and now are applying what they learned to that great success that we're talking about.
We have, and and it's fun to watch them, Chris, because they go from our program and then they affiliate and then they go into, the network enrichment team in Avoya University and then on to early success. And we have an early success Facebook page, and I love to sit there and kind of watch people, right? Because they're celebrating, right? When they've hit their first $25,000, $100,000, $250,000 in sales, and they're celebrating. And I love to watch that celebration, because and over and over they're saying, not they're saying, but there's some that have said, let me get my words right. Thanks. That, had they not had a foundation, had they not learned the basics in the beginning, they feel like they would have it would have taken them longer to get there, right? Because they would have had to go learn so much more before they actually were able to open their agency and start selling. So it's fun to watch.
And you know what I love about them too, I have to say, especially the people over the last year with this program, is not only are they excited to celebrate their own success, but they're excited to help pass along little tidbits that they've learned even early on to help other people be successful too. And man, if nothing else fits the Avoya model, it's that mentality and that philosophy. So just great people to have in the network too, I think.
Absolutely. It's that mentality of the sun shines for everyone, right? It's not a mine, mine, mine. It's a, hey, we're in this together. Let's help each other. And I love that.
For sure. So of course, lots of changes happened along the way in year number one, as would be expected. But talk to me a little bit about the future of this platform, Gina, and how year two can be even more successful.
The future. So, we have some things in the works, for those who have affiliated with the Avoya Network. To begin with, we are going to be launching some new courses in January, which is pretty darn exciting to kind of think about and watch. And again, there are things that as a new to travel person, you're really going to want to know, and helping grow your business. Not only with Avoya Live Leads, which is such a big deal, but also sourcing your own personal agency customers. Where do I start? So many people, it's like, if you're new to the industry, you don't even know where to begin. And so we have a ton of experience in our network, right? And we're going to be able to help people grow in that arena as well. So it's lots of fun, lots of new and upcoming and exciting things to announce. Once we get that up and running, we'll definitely announce it to the entire network. But yeah, so great fun.
For sure, absolutely. Always looking forward. That is the Avoya way. As a follow-up on that last question, Gina, I mean, obviously, I know I'm biased about this. You're probably a little biased too, but do you really think now is a good time to get into the travel industry? I mean, if somebody's just looking at all the nuts and bolts of what's going on, it's now really smart.
So if you're talking about timing, 100%, Chris. Now, we're the end of November. So the first few weeks of December in terms of sales is not going to be completely slow, right? I mean, people are selling and people are making sales, but it's a slower time of year compared to, let's say, January. Our industry wave season starts. Well, for me, it used to start the day after Christmas. My phone would start ringing, but they technically say in January, right? So what an incredible opportunity to start now, get your foundation laid, and get ready and geared up. So when wave season hits, but by the way, Chris, and I know you know this, but for our listeners who don't know this, who are potentially new to industry, more travel is sold in the first 3 months of the year during wave season than any other time of year. So that is the time of year where you really want to be on your game. And what a great opportunity to get started now.
Absolutely. What about you personally? Anything planned for the holidays that are coming up?
Uh, Technically for the holidays, maybe not working on getting everything launched for the new year, but no, other than that, no. Staying close to home.
Driving the tractor if it snows, I guess, right?
It's snowing today, actually. I'm looking at it out the window and it just started snowing. So, yeah, I'm gonna get that tractor ready, get the snow plow on, and we'll be ready to go.
Gina, before we hit you with that final question again, anything you want to add or highlight that maybe we haven't discussed yet today?
No, I think we've pretty much hit all the key points, Chris. Thanks for asking. And Chris will go over the promotion here in a little bit, but we do have an incredible promotion that will be ending tonight. So if you're thinking about this, now is definitely the time.
Absolutely. Okay, here we go. The big final question. I say 3 or 4 times here, but I'm thinking you probably answered this 4 or 5 actually. 2024, we're almost here. Wave season we just talked about. Should we all be excited about the future of our industry, Gina?
Absolutely. I don't know how you can be anything but watching people in this industry grow. And I know I don't want to talk about COVID, the pandemic, because at the end of the day, it's still around, but it's not like it was. The world is not shut down, but people are traveling. And this is an incredible industry to get into. And if you're seriously considering it, now is the time because there are a plethora of people who want to travel and are looking for people to help them.
Absolutely. Gina Hoyt, everyone, director of Avoya Education Platform, and our featured Avoya Insider guest today. Gina, again, congratulations on all the amazing success of the education platform. And thanks for always being a great guest for us here at On Deck with Avoya.
Thank you, Chris. And thanks for having me. And everyone, if you ever have any questions, please let us know. Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gina. Next week, we're excited for our last Meet the Network feature of the year when Alex Lopez, owner of Next Level Travel LLC, an independent agency in the Avoya Network, joins us for an exclusive discussion. We're going to talk about Alex's great agency, his focus, the specializations that he features, and how, between his savviness and understanding of social media, Avoya resources kind of make for a win-win and help him run a more successful and efficient agency. We look forward to that episode next week for On Deck with Avoya. All right, let's talk a little bit about promotions, including our ongoing military discount. Again, we're proud to provide that military discount for both veterans and their spouses new to the industry, $100 off any of the curriculum packages for the travel agent education powered by Avoya, and then take $100 off the affiliation fee to join Avoya Travel. All the details at avoyanetwork.com or get connected with either somebody on my team or on Gina's team. They're happy to fill you in and get you assisted in making sure you get that discount. All right, we kind of teased it during our whole conversation with Gina, but yeah, tick, tick, tick. Today is the 30th of November, which is hard to believe in and of itself. But at midnight tonight, I don't know what time zone that is. We'll assume that's Pacific time zone. We'll go with the last one. We'll put somebody on the spot. But anyway, at 11:59 tonight, before we tick over into December 1st, the sale ends. But you can get that education as low as $349. But like I said, think pro. Think pro when you're thinking this. Look at that package. I think it's by far the best value you're looking at. 35 to 40 hours of online self-paced lessons, and it really has set the stage for great success, as we heard from Gina Hoyt during our whole conversation today. And it leads you directly into the resources that are available to those in the Avoya network. Best in class, proud to say that, agent powered live leads, the marketing, the agency support, the professional development, the education, the focus on the future while using the amazing concept of customer service from the past is really kind of where those 2 points intersect at Avoya Travel. And that's one of the reasons we're so successful. Again, reach out at Avoya Network and find out, or just follow along on social media because we're on all of the cool channels, Instagram now, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. At Avoya Travel Network is how you give us a follow and never miss a beat. And again, as we always say, avoyanetwork.com is the best place to really reach out and get a lot of that information started. But you can give me a call. I'm more than happy to, schedule a conversation with you or get you connected with somebody on my team. or send me an email at chris.green@avoyatravel.com. Thank you so much for being part of our show today. Congratulations again to Gina Hoyt and everybody associated with the Travel Agent Education powered by Avoya Platform on that amazing success. 1,000 people enrolled in the program, 1-year anniversary, and nothing but just bright future coming the way for that program and the people that participate in it. Thank you to Annabella for again doing a wonderful job in producing our show today. Thank you for being part of On Deck with Avoya. We hope you have a great week, and we hope to catch you again next Thursday when we've got Alex Lopez on the show for that great discussion. Until then, take care, everyone.